The Torah portion, Shemini, taken from Leviticus 9, verse 1 to 11, verse 47, and 2 Samuel 6, verse 1 to 7, verse 17. Now, this Torah portion, Shemini, means eighth, coming from the section of Leviticus 9:1, which says, "And it came to pass on the 8th day that Moses called Aaron and his sons and the elders of Israel." Leviticus 9 describes the inauguration of Aaron's priesthood. Moses guided the process as the Lord commanded them. Moses reminded Aaron that his obedience to the Lord's command, would result in the appearance of the glory of God. Aaron made atonement and made the offerings as commanded. Aaron blessed the people. Afterward, the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the people. Fire from the Lord consumed the offering upon the altar, and the people worshipped. Leviticus 10 describes the unfortunate acts of disobedience committed by Aaron's son Nadab and Abihu. These men offered strange fire which the Lord had not commanded. The Lord consumed them as a result. Moses highlighted their error. Their bodies were removed. Moses commanded Aaron and his other sons to remain in obedience to the Lord despite their loss. The Lord spoke to Aaron, getting him to understand the difference between the holy and the unholy, as well as the clean and the unclean. Moses spoke to Aaron and his remaining sons according to the Lord's command. Moses highlighted some more errors. Aaron explained. Leviticus 11 describes clean and unclean food. Guidelines were provided for land animals. Guidelines for water animals were provided. Guidelines for flying animals were provided. The Lord their God wanted his people to be holy, knowing the difference between clean and unclean. 2 Samuel 6 describes how David brought the ark to Jerusalem. David gathered chosen men. The ark was brought up using wrong methods. Uzzah attempted to stabilize the ark. God judged him and he died. David sent the ark to Obed-Edom's house. The Lord blessed the house of Obed-Edom. So David brought up the ark of the Lord with tremendous worship. David's wife, Michal, was displeased with her husband's vigorous mode of worship. So David brought up the ark and then blessed the people. David also returned to bless his household. 2 Samuel 7 verses 1 to 17 describes the covenant between the Lord and David. The Lord gave David rest. David thought to build a more permanent house for the Lord. The Lord reiterated the truth that he established David. The Lord reiterated his promise to establish Israel. The Lord promised to establish David and his seed after him, as well as his kingdom. The Lord declared that David's seed shall build the Lord's house. The Lord declared that the throne of David and his seed shall be established forever. Now I have a question for you, a series of questions for you. What is on the altar of your worship? Is the Lord pleased with your sacrifice? Romans 12:1 and 2 says, "I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." I also want to ask you, is he happy with the kind of worship you place before him? John 4 verse 23 and 24 says, "But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth." God bless you. God bless you.